Everywhere you go, you're bound to find rich people there. Every continent has got its own billionaire, or at least a multimillionaire, who has profited from the continent's bounty. We know Elon Musk is head and shoulders above everyone else, but a couple of big hitters deserve a mention too from around the world. From the booming economies of Asia to the mineral-rich nations of Africa and tech powerhouse of North America, we present to you a look at the richest person on every continent. We also have a surprise entry in the video from the unlikeliest person. Be sure to watch till the end. Before we start, let us ask you, who is the richest person in your country? Also, have you ever met a high-roller, high-profile individual yourself before? We want to know, so please let us know in the comments below. Now, without further delay, let's go on a trip. North America, Elon Musk. We kickstart today's video with someone expected to be on the list, given that he is the current richest man in the world with an estimated net worth of $182 billion. The tech billionaire and CEO has come under the spotlight through his professional endeavors, such as Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, Starlink, and more recently, Twitter. Over the years, especially during COVID, Musk saw his professional net wealth go through the roof by several $100 billion. It would amaze you know that his current personal wealth supersedes the GDP of his birth country, South Africa. Isn't that insane? Since it was reported that his personal net worth has surpassed the $300 million mark, Musk has sadly lost $50 billion following the crash of Tesla shares. But the most mind-boggling thing about that piece of information is that he still remains the wealthiest man on the planet by a landslide, surpassing even his closest rival, Jeff Bezos, who has a more than $60 billion net worth. Australia, Gina Rinehart. Gina Rinehart is sitting pretty on the throne of the wealthiest person in Australia. The powerhouse businesswoman has gathered her fortune through mining. She inherited the company Hancock Prospecting from her father and is currently the company's executive chairwoman, specializing in exploration and extraction. She is also the only child of her parents. Rinehart fought tooth and nail to turn the company from its severely negative financial state into the largest company in Australia and one of the global household names in mining. When she took over Hancock Prospecting, the company was worth a meager $75 million. She then oversaw an expansion over the next decade and became a billionaire in 2006. Gina Rinehart is currently worth north of $27.2 billion. She also became the world's richest woman when she overtook Christy Walton with an estimated net worth of $29 billion in 2012. Gina's net worth significantly decreased following the slowdown in the Australian mining sector, but now the industry is booming and she sits on the throne as the wealthiest person in Australia. South America, Carlos Slim Helú. According to Forbes magazine, Carlos Slim Helú is regarded as one of the most influential people in the world. The Mexican business magnate became the richest person in the world in 2010, the first time anyone from a developing nation would top the list. Well, we're talking about a man controlling over 80% of all Mexico's telecommunication, so his immense wealth source is a no-brainer. Carlos was born to Lebanese parents in Mexico City. His mother was an immigrant from Lebanon, while his father, Julian Slim Haddad, emigrated from Lebanon to Mexico at the tender age of 14 to avoid being enlisted in the army of the Ottoman Empire. Being born in 1940, this tycoon is the chairman of Telmex, the largest telecommunication company in Mexico. His conglomerate, Grupo Carso, delves into other sectors like transportation, media, real estate, construction, and energy. His conglomerate comprises over 220 companies, as he seeks to tighten his grip on the spot of the richest person in South America for a few more years. The frugal billionaire is loved in his country for his philanthropy and has a net worth of $81.2 billion. Africa, Aliko Dangote. Aliko Dangote was named the richest man in Africa for the 11th time in a row recently, with an estimated net worth of about $13 billion, making him the richest black man on the planet. He started his business empire more than 3 decades ago, called the Dangote Group. The self-named company is one of Nigeria's largest private sector employers and the most valuable conglomerate in West Africa. Dangote started his business shortly after graduating from college at 21. He got a soft loan of $3,000 from his uncle to import and sell agricultural commodities in his native country, Nigeria. The rest, they say, is history. Within just a few years, he turned a local commodities trading business into a multi-billion corporation. An arm of his conglomerate, Dangote Cements, is the continent's biggest producer of cement. His company also holds stakes in various other industries like salt and sugar mining. We're about halfway, guys. Get ready for the Europe and Asia powerhouses, plus one surprise coming up next. But before this, please show us that you support our channel by giving us some love as well. Hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification to all so that you get all the latest and greatest from us. Without further delay, let's see what the final three have for us. Europe, Bernard Arnault. Bernard Arnault is currently the chairman and CEO of LVMH. Of course you've heard of them. They're the luxury conglomerate that includes famous high-end designer brands like Louis Vuitton, Christian Dior, Moet & Chandon, Givenchy, Tag Heuer, and Tiffany & Company. Who would have known these companies belong to the same parent company? And they act like rivals in their respective industries. So whether you rock Louis Vuitton or Givenchy, you're still paying into the same company technically. Bernard Arnault is a French business mogul, art collector, investor, and one of the most significant brands that have redefined the fashion world. But what many may not know about one of the biggest luxury brand companies is that they almost went bankrupt at some point. In 1984, Arnault made an investment gamble that also went south. He bought a nearly bankrupt company called Agache-Willow-Boussac, which was into manufacturing and retailing fashion items. Luckily, it turned out to be a shrewd piece of business as it paved the way for his company into the luxury business world. And by 1987, after amassing sizable profit from the company, he invested heavily in LVMH, making him the largest shareholder. He remained the chairman and CEO of the $329 billion worth company ever since. Asia, Gautam Adani. Beating fellow countrymen Mukesh Ambani and other Asian billionaires such as Jack Ma, Zhang Yiming, and Zhong Shenshan to the position of the richest person in Asia is Gautam Adani. The school dropout founded India's largest private port. He's the founder and chairman of the Adani Group, a conglomerate of heavily diversified companies believed to have an ecosystem of its own. The Adani Group engages in an array of businesses ranging from gas and oil to coal mining to ports and power generation. It's as though his companies produce what the others need to operate. Each company complements the other's productivity. Adani dropped out of school at the age of 17, going after the allure of the Mumbai diamond business. He started working for the Mahindra brothers as a diamond sorter for 2 to 3 years. After mastering the trade, he started his own diamond brokerage firm in Zaveri Bazaar of Mumbai, where he earned his first million. He attained millionaire status at the age of 20. However, it has always been his dream to build a port since his school days. Adani would finally get a chance to actualize his childhood dream in 1995, when his company secured the contract for privately running the Mundra port in Gujarat, and he's since turned the port into the largest in India. From being a small-scale commodities trader, Gautam Adani has worked his way to the very top and is currently worth in excess of $150 billion. You weren't really expecting us to mention Antarctica, or were you? Well, for those of you crazy enough to have thought about it, we present to you the richest man in Antarctica. Antarctica, Arnold W. Donald. Although Antarctica has some valuable natural resource reserves, there are currently no billionaires living or native there. In fact, there are no permanent Antarctic residents at all. But since it's a continent and we didn't want to nominate a penguin, we decided to go with Arnold W. Donald as its richest person, mainly down to the fact that he makes most of his money from the continent. Arnold W. Donald was the CEO of Carnival Corporation, a company in the travel industry that offers cruises around the frozen continent, making them the highest earners from the continent. He currently functions as the vice chairman of the corporation after he was succeeded by Josh Weinstein. Donald is an American by nationality who was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana, so that clears the question of whether he was raised by penguins. Although we couldn't ascertain his current net worth, it's believed to be less than $100 million. We've now unfortunately come to the end of yet another fun time on the channel. What do you people think about all this? Did you know some of these people on our list? Let us know in the comments below. Some of these guys you'll easily have recognized, and others not so famous we've also mentioned on our channel before, so do make sure to check out those as well. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash up that like button and subscribe to our channel for more luxury-related content. Thanks for watching, and hey, check out any of the videos on your screen right now. We're sure you'll love them just as much. Bye for now.